what seems counterintuitive or contradictory for the horological fanbase that once rabidly decried quartz and digital as the enemy, we've seen collectors really lust for watches that forego more traditional displays of time, pieces that, though mechanically driven, utilize digital displays. While it feels like a modern twist to mix a digital display with a mechanical movement, it is surprisingly anything but. And I don't mean that such a phenomenon has been around for a few decades, rather, it has been a few centuries. In 1830, it said that the first ever mechanical pocket watch with a digital display was made, and less than 100 years later, Cartier would be long ahead of the current trend with its Tank à Guichet in 1928. And Cartier's latest Privé revival brings back this rare and coveted design in 2025. Taking a step back, the Cartier Tank was first born in 1917, and now a century later remains regarded as one of the greatest wristwatch designs of all time, a certified icon in which the word icon is not a mere buzz phrase. Seriously, come for me in the comments if you think the Cartier Tank isn't iconic. Everyone, whether or not they are a WIS that knows what in-house or lug-to-lug means, knows the Cartier Tank. But what many may not be as familiar with is the fact that Tank à Guichet was born just 11 years later. Cartier attributes the design of the Tank à Guichet, a tank design that forgoes a traditional dial and hands in favor of two small apertures that digitally spell at the time, to the changing landscape of the late 20s, in which the rise of trains and cars became an everyday reality and offer a quicker means of reading the time to a world that was beginning to move faster at large. With its jump hour and wandering minutes displays, the Tank à Guichet, at least technically speaking, was the first tank to include a complication. This model shared a similar form to the normal tank, though was a bit longer in length. The crown was atypically placed at the 12 o'clock position of the case, with a fully brushed case front that revealed the jumping hours through a squared aperture at the top and a semicircular aperture towards the 6 o'clock position. Throughout the 1930s, Cartier would further evolve the Tank à Guichet with other design configurations that would play with the shape of the apertures and brancards of the case, the materials used for the case, and even the position of the crown. And these designs were all largely unique, not so much serialized. Fast forwarding to the late 1990s, in 1997, Cartier celebrated its 150th anniversary with a platinum limited edition revival of 150 pieces, and 8 years later, in 2005, the Tank à Guichet's returned as part of the Collection Privé Cartier Paris with a limited series of 100 pieces in rose gold. 20 years later, the design makes its timely return with 4 configurations, only one of which is billed as a limited edition. The core 3, which do not bear a limited edition disclaimer, are very faithful to the original 1928 design. The cases, available in yellow gold, rose gold, and platinum, return the crown to the 12 o'clock position, and the shape of the apertures appear much more faithful in shape and scale than the 2005 revival as well. Even the numeral font seen on the discs seems closer than ever to the 1928 original. All 3 cases are brushed on their front side, with a mirror bevel introduced strictly on the edges of the case brancards. These non-water resistant cases all measure 24.8 millimeters in width, 37.6 millimeters in length, and a very slender 6 millimeters thick, giving it a classic feel and profile. I really love that Cartier, as of late, does not bend to a market that, at least until recently, often demands measurements be more modern and larger. These dimensions are perfect for such a timeless design like this. The alligator leather straps, green for the yellow gold model, dark gray for the rose gold model, and red for the platinum model, have been carefully selected to match the color of the numerals in the respective time displays. The only model to have a color contrasting strap is the 200-piece limited edition Tank à Guichet, a platinum variant that, while still using a red color for its time displays, is paired with a black alligator leather strap. This limited edition, though dimensionally identical, playfully shifts the apertures to the 10 o'clock position for the hours and 4 o'clock position for the minutes, paying tribute to the 1930s designs. All 4 watches are driven by the manually wound caliber 9755 MC. So look, some could dismiss this new Privé collection as basic. I mean, there's no crazy perpetual calendar or tourbillon high complication. This is a watch that strictly displays the hours and minutes, not even the running seconds. This will only be highly sought after because it's Cartier, some will say. Perhaps. But let's be very clear here. Faithful to the original design, Cartier branding is nowhere to be found on the front of the watch. The brand power that Cartier has and the effect such prominence has on the retail price and premium market value these watches will inevitably command is due to the fact that anyone looking at this watch, despite it not loudly proclaiming so anywhere on the case and the dial, will know it is a Cartier watch. The Maison's unimpeachable mastery of design and details is what makes its timepieces so beloved and on trend, whether 1928 or 2025. I wish I could say the fact 3 of these configurations are not billed as limited editions means there will be enough for everyone who ventures into a boutique to score an allocation, but I suspect whether the Core 3 or the 200-piece limited edition, it will be very competitive to secure. This is just the nature of the Privé collection. The price, yet to be confirmed, stands to be substantial if the Tank Normale Privé from 2023 is any indication, with the yellow gold Tank Normale Privé model on a leather strap priced at $31,000 at the time. But love it or hate it, whatever the price is of these watches, should someone be foolish enough to part with it, they will undoubtedly get a significant return on their investment. That being said, if you have the pull to buy one, do not be a flipper. So look, let me know what you guys think of the watch in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be apprised of all the latest watch news, reviews, and content. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.